Picture this. You've just landed in the Bahamas. You paid good money for this. Maybe $500, $3,000, maybe even $12,000 for the VIP experience. You've been hyped about this trip for months. Your friends are so jealous. You've already posted about it. You step off the plane, and what you find waiting for you is a field, a soggy, muddy field, with disaster relief tents, the kind they use after hurricanes. And for dinner, a styrofoam box, with a bread roll, a slice of cheese, and some sad salad leaves. That's it. No stage, no music, no luxury villas, no celebrity chefs, nothing. Just you, a wet mattress, and the slowly dawning realization that you got completely played. Welcome to the Fyre Festival. And welcome to Anatomy of a Lie, where we don't just tell you what happened. We show you exactly how your brain was hacked to make sure you never see it coming again. So who actually pulled something like this off? Who looked at thousands of real human beings and decided, yeah, let's just take their money and give them nothing? His name is Billy McFarland. Born 1991, grew up in New Jersey. By age 22, he was already running a company called Magnus's, basically a black credit card for status-hungry millennials who wanted to feel important. He took a staggering $1.5 million from investors, burned through most of it, and the thing quietly collapsed. Most people, at that point, would take a step back, reflect, maybe get a normal job. But Billy thought to himself, let me go even bigger. And this is the first thing I want you to notice, because it matters. Billy McFarland was not some criminal mastermind. He wasn't calculating and cold. He was a 25-year-old who genuinely believed his own hype. And that is actually more dangerous than someone who knows they're lying. Because when the person running your festival truly believes they can pull it off, they'll keep going long after any rational person would have stopped. In 2016, McFarland teamed up with rapper Ja Rule. Yeah, that Ja Rule, and announced the Fyre Festival, a luxury music experience on a private island in the Bahamas. Originally claimed to be the former island of Pablo Escobar. It wasn't, though. It was a parking lot next to a sandals resort. But details, right? His company, Fyre Media, told investors it was worth $90 million. But according to federal prosecutors, it had done only around $60,000 in actual business. $60,000 against a claimed valuation of $90 million. Insane. Now here's where Billy showed he understood something most people don't. He knew that in 2016, the fastest way to make people want something wasn't advertising. It wasn't billboards. It was making the right people seem like they already wanted it. So he flew out some of the biggest supermodels in the world, Bella Hadid, Kendall Jenner, Emily Ratajkowski, to the Bahamas. Shot a promotional video. Beautiful people, turquoise water, a general sense that your life was inadequate. Then on December 12, 2016, all of them posted the exact same thing on Instagram at the exact same time. An orange square. No caption, just an orange square and a link. Within 24 hours, the website had crashed from too much traffic. Think about that for a second. Nobody knew what they were clicking on. There was no product description, no lineup announced, no details of any kind. Just an orange square posted by women with millions of followers. And people lost their minds just trying to get a ticket. That's not marketing. That's a psychology experiment. And honestly, every single one of us is susceptible to it. And this, folks, is what we call social proof. It's one of the oldest manipulation tricks in human history. The idea that if enough people we respect are doing something, our brains stop asking whether we should and just tells us to do it too. McFarland didn't sell a festival. He sold the feeling of belonging to something exclusive, of being the kind of person who goes to places like this. And once people bought into that identity, the actual logistics immediately stopped matching. Once he had people's attention, he just needed to stop them from thinking too hard. So he used the second weapon. Tickets ranged from $500 to $12,000 for VIP packages. And the website was designed to make you feel like you were running out of time. Countdown timers. Only 3 spots left. Waitlists. Limited access. The whole digital architecture of the sales page was built to trigger one specific feeling in your brain: panic. And here's the thing about panic. When your brain believes it's about to lose something, it physically cannot evaluate that thing clearly. Loss aversion, the scientific term for it, means that the fear of missing out is actually twice as powerful as the excitement of gaining something. Your rational mind simply goes quiet, and you just grab. I want to be really clear about something here. The people who bought these tickets were not stupid. They were not naive. Not at all. A lot of them were smart, financially literate adults. This worked on them because these psychological triggers don't care how intelligent you are. They bypass intelligence entirely. That's the whole point. And if you think you're immune to them, that's exactly what someone running this kind of scam is counting on you to think. Here's what was happening behind the scenes while people were busy buying the tickets. McFarland had borrowed $7 million at an interest rate of, and I need you to hear this ridiculous number, a whopping 120%. He defaulted almost immediately. The island they had originally planned to use turned them away. So with only 4 months to go, they scrambled to get a permit for a remote parking lot next to a sandals resort on Great Exuma. They literally renamed it Fyre K and hoped nobody would notice. His own team was begging him to postpone. Vendors on the island sent warnings for months. The infrastructure didn't exist. There were no proper stages, no functioning kitchens, no real accommodation. He absolutely refused, because postponing would mean admitting the gap between the fantasy he'd sold and the reality he had. And Billy McFarland was not built for that kind of honesty. On April 27, 2017, thousands of people fly into Great Exuma ready to have the time of their lives. And what they find is, you already know. The tents, the sandwiches, luggage dumped in piles in the rain. No stage, no performers. Some people tried to get into their accommodation and found strangers already in there because there wasn't enough for everyone. People who had paid $12,000 were physically fighting over mattresses. And then the phones came out. Within hours, photos and videos were everywhere. The cheese sandwich picture alone became one of the most shared images of 2017. By the next morning, Fyre Festival was the biggest news story in the world. And Billy McFarland? Well, he had disappeared. 2 months later, McFarland was arrested, charged with wire fraud. He eventually pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison. The judge made clear this was not a good idea that went wrong. This was fraud from the very beginning. He defrauded investors and ticket buyers of over $27 million. And the local Bahamian workers, the people who'd given everything to try to help this festival happen, most of them were never paid. But here's the part that actually matters for you and me. None of this worked because thousands of people were stupid. It worked because McFarland weaponized 3 things every single human brain has in common. Firstly, authority. He looked successful, so people trusted him without checking. Secondly, social proof. Celebrities endorsed it, so people wanted it without questioning it. And thirdly, FOMO. Artificial scarcity made people act before they could think. Stack those 3 on top of each other, and it doesn't matter how smart you are. Rational thinking just doesn't stand a chance. What makes me angry about this story, genuinely angry, isn't Billy McFarland. He's just one guy. It's the fact that these exact 3 psychological tactics are used every single day in online scams, fake investment schemes, pyramid schemes, dodgy crypto projects, and high-pressure sales tactics. The only difference is scale, and most people have never been taught to recognize them. That's what this channel exists to fix. Now, I saved the best part for last, because this is where the story goes from crazy to genuinely instructive. While McFarland was out on bail, awaiting sentencing, he started another scam. He set up a company called NYC VIP Access and sold fake tickets to the Met Gala, Coachella, and the Grammys. Events he had absolutely zero connection to. Collected around $150,000 from 30 more victims before he was caught. While on bail, he went to prison, did 4 years, and got out in 2022. And then announced Fyre Festival 2. Tickets starting at $1,400. The most expensive package? $1.1 million. And people bought them. The sequel got canceled, twice, after 2 different cities publicly denied it was happening in their town. And then, in December 2025, he actually managed to put on a festival in Honduras. Few hundred people showed up. Artists performed. There were bathrooms. The bar was, well, it exists. And he cleared it. Barely. I genuinely don't know whether to be impressed or depressed by this. The man burned thousands of people, went to prison, and came out still able to sell people the same dream with the same tactics. Not because people are gullible, but because the dream he's selling, luxury, exclusivity, belonging to something special, never stops being appealing. And as long as that's true, There will always be someone like Billy McFarland ready to charge you $12,000 for a cheese sandwich. Know the tactics. Protect yourself. That is the anatomy of the Fyre Festival lie. 3 psychological weapons. $27 million. 1 very soggy field. If this video made you think, or made you a little angry, which is the correct response, hit that subscribe button. Every week we take apart a different lie, a different scam, a different moment where someone used psychology against ordinary people and got away with it for way too long. Next week, we're going somewhere darker. Stay close.